episode 7 of Volume 1 of the Nerd Turd Talks iteration of
The
Mandalorian. And we finally got an episode where we can actually talk about some stuff. Some things actually happened as far as the plot goes.
Thickened
in
first time.
NTT.
Yeah, so
I almost said triple N3. I don't know what I was talking about.
We'll do a quick episode recap here. Chris, hit us with it.
Basically, long story short, Mando finds out with Baby Yoda he's got to meet with a guy to be able to settle what they're going to do with them. He enlists his sharpshooter friend, Cara Dune. He enlists Cara Dune to come and help him.
Did you see that in Cade 6?
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about Destiny right now. He enlists his friend Cara Dune to help him, and also brings his friend from the original planet that he found Baby Yoda as a babysitter for him. And the guy, when they meet up, is immediately thrown off because he brought reinforcements. Long story short, these crazy winged birds come. They get in a fight. The guy is injured. He kills his two friends. So it's like your typical like Western standoff. Kills his two friends. And they try to come up with a plan to basically save Baby Yoda, and they think maybe the only way to do it is actually try to turn Baby Yoda in. All this ends up happening, but basically all you need to know is everything goes awry. And the end of the episode leaves our I have spoken friend laying dead in the dirt, Baby Yoda getting scooped up, or we see what looks like Baby Yoda laying on the ground, get scooped up by some scout troopers, and Mandy is nowhere to be seen in this episode.
Well, so also what you assume is the big bad of this also gets introduced.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
It doesn't give us a name, right?
I don't know. I can't remember his
Does
name.
it give us a name? Well, so the guy that we originally thought was Snoke, but
Definitely not.
But now it turns out was just a guy doing someone else's bidding.
He was a Jag, just a guy.
I was hopeful. Hopeful.
Yeah, how crazy that'd be a connecting story.
Yeah.
But he just dies apparently, and they just shoot him. I don't know why they specifically shoot him.
Who knows? He's just
or they're just like
he's
we're
just
gonna
an
get rid of
on-screen death they can have.
Yeah, I think they just lit up that whole place.
They
because
just
I think
lit
they
it
knew
up.
I think that honestly, because I think he was just I think he was a Jag, and I think they pretty much all were. And so the fact that they knew that Mandy and his crew were there, like they just lit it up.
Yeah, and now, so I will say this: the only people that you've seen kind of like project through, I don't know what to call that, whatever communication device that is that you've seen them like hologram stuff that. Specifically, the Empire are either like generals or Sith.
Yeah.
And so I guess at this point, the only
Well, I
thing.
mean, actually, the Jedi use it.
Well,
They talk
I'm
to
talking
Obi-Wan.
about like on the Empire side of things.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I guess you can at this point assume he's one of those things. He's either someone who's really high up in whatever remains of the Empire, or he's someone who is force sensitive, maybe like one of the Inquisitors, or he doesn't have to actually be a Sith Lord, but
Inquisitor.
What if? No, that wouldn't make sense because it takes place after Episode 6. I was basically going to say, what if all these guys that we think are bad guys that are trying to get Baby Yoda? What if that's actually like the Resistance? Because I mean, if you think about it, the people that came and blew up the ship in the last episode were X-wings. Right, like that slave ship was a good slave ship.
Yeah, it wasn't run by the Empire.
It wasn't run by the Empire. So what if like this is like a twist on everything we know, where we think the bad guys are?
That's actually interesting. I haven't really thought about that. It seems though that pretty much the people that were standing off right there, that seems like they were pretty safely associated with the Empire.
Yeah, it acts like they're bad.
They didn't
guys.
seem,
but
very,
I could see that being a really cool twist. Actually,
I didn't see them being very resistant. Now you said it appears that they picked up Yoda. Do you believe that wasn't Baby?
Yeah, so I don't think it was. So all you can see in the actual thing is what looks like his ear popping out when they scoop it up, and like some cloth. So I just think that is too vague to indicate that Baby Yoda is actually taking. I actually think that Baby Yoda is still on the ship with IG-11, the droid, and I think Baby Yoda and the droid are going to be interacting. It's going to be a really cute like intro to the episode. So I think that's going to happen.
Interesting.
Well, so Mandy hated this droid, and so I think that was interesting.
Oh, that is one thing we didn't talk about. The droid gets rehabilitated basically by our friend on I Have Spoken guy.
And so Mandy wanted this thing to have nothing to do with Baby Yoda at all because he was basically programmed to kill it. And I do think that was significant that the I Have Spoken guy, whatever his name is, like he wouldn't come unless he brought that droid.
Yeah.
And he said that droid will only protect now. It won't.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Which is why I think he could have Baby Yoda as well. This might be the redemption arc that Mandy needs with droids.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
definitely like intros with Mandy basically saying that he doesn't trust droids because of their programming, and then old guy asks, he said, "Well, do you trust me?"
So do you think old guy's dead? Do you think he died?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
They wouldn't.
Oh, so maybe you think he like had a decoy while he was running away?
Something. I don't know exactly what it was.
Because it would have to be like a planned move.
Yeah, I agree. I think that probably he had a decoy with him, and he left Baby Yoda with IG-11 because he knew that that's the best way he could stay safe.
I was going to say, that. And I think that maybe that'll redeem the droid stuff. But basically, old guy says, "Do you trust me?" And Mandy says yes, and then
so that means
old guy's like, "Well, then
trust the droid."
Trust. He said, "Then you will trust the work of my hands." You know, basically, is what he says.
I like that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Bro, we got this thing figured out.
We got to figure it out. I will say, okay, here's my one thing. So I saw this on the internet, and I cackled thinking about it. And Disney does not have the stones to do this. So let me explain this. So also in this episode, you see Cara Dune and Mandy talking about joining forces, and they are arm wrestling. Okay, and in the middle of this arm wrestling bout, Baby Yoda, out of nowhere,
I forgot about this.
Force chokes Cara Dune. Like, is force choking her, and
like
Mandy's
I'm doing
like,
to Kevin right now.
Stop. Right? So, I saw a theory on the internet that said, what if all this time Baby Yoda is evil? And, like, he just hasn't really, like, manifested himself as evil yet, but he is, like, a deeply evil creature.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which would, like I said, that would be, people would be in... Whatever Rise of Skywalker did, forget about it. People would be in uproar about it.
Yeah, well, there's no way that they're going to make him evil because they've already like done so much pre-ordering for merchandising at this point. Like, imagine
people bought Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Just because he's evil doesn't mean it can't be cute.
The cutest
evil
villain.
baby.
I honestly, that was my thought. I was like, oh man, is this where they're going to go?
It's kind of a Rey shooting lightning out of her fingers kind of moment.
Whoa, spoiler.
No. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I guess spoilers for Rise of Skywalker.
We'll make sure.
We'll put that in the show notes.
Okay, so
I definitely don't think that it's like I could see the theories and how the theories would form themselves, but it's definitely more so. Which again, there's plot holes in it because basically, I think that the explanation of it is Baby Yoda was trying to protect Mandy because he thought she was threatening him. But
you also see Luke Skywalker just straight up force choke people.
Well,
like, no motive other than to get out of the way.
The plot hole in that is that Baby Yoda has been around for pretty much every encounter almost that Mandy has been in to this point.
Yeah, he knew that girl.
And has chosen not to
do anything
about it outside of force holding
the rhino,
that giant rhino thing.
Yeah, I will say, what I think...
It's like, why does he choose to do it in that situation and not any time previously?
So what I think is, that was a theory I saw on the internet. I don't actually think that. What I actually think is they are trying to present Baby Yoda as force neutral. And the reason I say that is because in the same episode, you also see Baby Yoda force heal, right? Something that's only for the light side of the Force, this guy after he gets attacked by these bird things. So in the same episode, we haven't seen Baby Yoda do anything. He attempted to heal Mandy, right? You can assume that. But the only thing else you've seen him is lift up this rhino, space rhino. But in this episode, literally within 10 minutes, you see him force choke someone. He has a propensity to do that and also force heal someone. So I think it might just be setting up this Baby Yoda to be something that is force neutral, that the good and bad are going after to sway them to their side.
Yeah, but I'm so curious though, because at this point, no one realizes that Palpatine is alive. No one realizes that the Sith hasn't been destroyed. And so why do they want this thing? Like, why does the remnants of the Empire want Baby Yoda? To me, that is just extremely interesting.
We might know if there were any plot to this series, but...
Was that? We might know if there was any plot. Well, I'm sure they're going to explain it. Like, I mean, you said...
they got one more episode, so... Maybe it'll all tie
I guess
together,
there
who
is
knows?
a real chance this could be, just space sitcom. But
I haven't disliked it. That's not to say that I've
it's
disliked
been
it
a
at
good
all,
show.
but
It's
I think
just-
there's just been a lot of again, I know we talked about it
Yeah, the
on
adventures
our-
of Mandy
on our previous episode,
BY.
which, by the way, we obviously are recording both of these
Same
6 and
night,
7,
'cause
same
I'm a
night,
space
and on
cowboy,
Christmas, so you guys can tell that we
baby.
obviously have our Christmas attire on. So we're not trying to fool anybody, but yeah, we talked about it in the last episode. It really has just been a lot of could have just been basically to up until this point seven one-off episodes of just space cowboy Mandy and
Yeah, dude, it's a space sitcom.
and Baby Yoda just
And
like
Disney's cash
going
cow.
around the galaxy.
Dude, that
Yeah,
is true.
absolutely.
It has done really well.
So,
This series has done really well, which
but-
I'm just excited about any other spinoffs they do. I mean, don't let them touch the main saga, clearly, but spinoffs, go
Mhm.
for it, Disney.
Well, at the time of recording this, the main saga is now over.
It is finished.
That's what,
We won't
unless
go
they
into
keep
it.
going. Some people think they're gonna. I'll actually talk with Michael Downing, our guy Michael Downing.
Yeah.
All right, he talked about how he wants to see a series in the future of. I can't remember exactly what it said. Something a continuation of Ray's story.
Really?
But they cannot do that, man.
Would they be able to do that and classify it as a spinoff, or would they have to?
They would have to do it. If they did it, they wouldn't ever talk about the Skywalkers.
Ray, they'd have to do their kids again, which is why I think they should have done that the whole thing the first time.
Mhm.
Like they can't use Ray again, but you can use your kids and just call it I don't know, Skywalker kids. I don't know, call it whatever. Gripes.
All right. Well, so this is gonna be the last episode, season finale, right? Coming
Yeah,
up.
coming up.
Next.
So I guess we'll just end it here. Let's hit some bold predictions.
Who is this guy? Do we talk about that? Who's the guy that we
Well,
found?
we
that
don't
saw
really
at the
know.
end?
So the only thing we know is that he.
Dude, I know who he is.
Snoke.
So the only thing we know is he seems to be the one that is in charge.
In
now.
charge.
Yeah.
Bold predictions. I think the bad guys that we've been seeing are actually the Republic. I think more and more I'm thinking about that because also I think why would Mandy be almost like an enemy and an agent that I don't know. I think it's the Republic. I think that makes sense now that I'm thinking about it more.
So you think the Republic
Are trying to get this Baby Yoda. I think it's not the bad.
So do you think they
traditional
initially
bad
put the
people we've
bounty on
seen.
them because they were the ones that?
Yeah, I think you have to do stuff like that in the Republic too. I don't think that.
But they were the ones that said that. I guess it just doesn't make sense. Why would the Republic
kill
also
it.
put out, kill it if you can't get it?
I
here
mean, if
alive?
it could, yeah. I mean, if it could turn evil and be like a Sith Lord, I mean, kill it. I mean, you got to think there's death.
that just
on
doesn't
both
seem
sides so
very
much.
Republic. That
Yeah.
seems very.
They're also
Sith-y.
this is also far outer rim stuff. This doesn't seem very close to Luke and Leia wherever they are.
Yeah,
this
this
time,
this this appears to be more of the
so
Wild
this could
West
be the
of
rogue Republic.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem that close to the core. So
Yeah, they have referenced Imperial droids. There was an Imperial, what is it, interrogation droid or what was it?
Yeah.
Something like that. So they've definitely referenced the Empire. They paid him with credits that were stamped by the Empire. I guess anyone could get a hold of that.
yeah,
But there are a couple of references there but it's definitely not out of the realm of
I think
possibility.
that could be cool. I think that would be actually really cool. I would be pretty pumped about that storytelling, even though it's 3 episodes of storytelling. That'd be interesting.
Gene, you got any predictions?
No, because I don't really know what the story is.
All right, my bold prediction. This is the death of Baby Yoda.
Dude, they don't have the stones.
The death of Baby Yoda.
No way.
Maybe. I mean, who
Rides
knows?
off into the sunset. They never have to explain it. They never explain his origin. They never reference OG Yoda. I think this is the death of Baby Yoda, and then everyone's sad, and then buys the RIP plushie.
There you go.
Maybe.
That's it. So
We'll see.
we'll see what happens.
That's
We're
Right,
talking
coming
bold
soon.
here. What I really think will happen is it'll all work out in the end.
But I mean,
And
there's
everyone
there's
leaves.
more seasons. There will be a cliffhanger at the end of this episode. Not everything will
Definitely.
be explained. There's
Yeah,
no
especially
way.
with the knowledge that
Confirmed
they are
season's
going to
already
keep
happening.
going.
Okay, here's my prediction on the cliffhanger. The last thing you see is Baby
Mandy's
Yoda's
face.
mom.
Oh, I was thinking Mandy's face.
No, it might do the thing where he's taking off his helmet, and then as you see his
Yeah.
jawline,
It
I
cuts.
could see
fades to
that.
black.
Yeah, cuts. I could see that. That
could
definitely
see
is.
that.
All
That
right,
definitely
well,
could happen.
I guess we'll cut it there.
Yeah.
Well,
We're excited. We're ready to talk about because next week or whenever we record the next one,
It will be the last episode.
we'll be
of
doing
The
a
Mandalorian.
season review of The Mandalorian.
Sure. Yeah.
That
That's
is
the first time
true.
we've talked about that. But yeah.
Well, I mean,
We
like
could do that.
we'll have the full season of a story.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless we want to do like
That
next
is
episode,
true.
episode 8, and then do another.
Well, so we would talk
episode,
about
so
how would we
season
talk about the
review.
last episode and talk about it not in conjunction with the remainder of the story.
We do a Nerd Turd Talks a latrine screen of the Mandalorian season 1.
Mm.
That's live creating right there, boy.
Yeah, it'd still be impossible though.
I think impossible.
We'll
is
talk about it.
strong
Yeah.
word.
So like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for hanging out.
Howdy, I'm a space
Bye.
cowboy, baby.
Bye. Make sure to do the things.
Adios.
You do YouTube things. Bye.
20,000 likes.
20,000 love.